sell the property that my grandfather and grandmother had. My grandfather actually built these houses around this neighborhood, and it helped supplement their income.
Really?
They were kind of these shotgun houses, you know, but very nicely done. I actually just found some pictures of some of the houses when he first built them, and how well done they were, and you know how the clapboard was just perfect in the detail. But anyway, so when my aunts came here, my father came here to close out the estate. It came down to this house, you know, their parents' house, and my two aunts made the decision that they weren't interested in the house. I mean, really, all three of them had established their own lives and their own houses. And at this point, my parent had two houses, as a matter of fact. And but it just, when it came down to signing that piece of paper, my father just, for some reason, could not sell his home house. And so he ended up buying his sisters out. And really, it was a financial strain on my parents, because now they have three houses and they have 8 kids, and 3 of us are, I think 2 were in college, 2 of us were getting ready to go to college, and they bought the house, and then we lived here in this house for 1 year, until my parents were trying to decide then on the house across the street to purchase, or a house over in another historic district. And they really loved the one in the other historic district much better than this house, and it was a larger house, and they really needed that space for all these kids. But the house across the street was across the street, and so they made that decision to do that. And then people in the community started approaching my parents about making this into a historic museum, and they helped them. They you know, business leaders and residents, all types of people, and different levels of interest, and 2 years later it becomes a Virginia Historic Landmark on the National Register of Historic Places. So this is the home of Edward and Ann Spencer. Ann Spencer became a Harlem Renaissance poet, and she became also the first African American female librarian to be employed here in the city of Lynchburg. And then Edward is an entrepreneur. He is, for the first 20 years of their marriage, he is running the neighborhood corner store on the corner, which you'll see the guy down there working on. And that's still in the Spencer family. And we're restoring it to one day become part of the museum. And so the museum will have a boardroom and public facilities that visitors can use, and a visitor center, and a community room, and lots of space that people in the community can use, or visitors can use when they come into the historic district. Just found out yesterday that this historic Pierce Street Renaissance Historic District is now on the National Register of Historic Places.
Oh.
So you're the first to know, yeah. Which gives me chills.
Yes,
you know,
me
it's
too.
really awesome, because this is the smallest historic district in Lynchburg. It was named a historic district, I believe, in 2006. I can see that, but and it was named a historic district because, not because of its architecture like all the others, but because of the people who lived here. And they were people African American people who accomplished on the national level. So this should be a national historic.
It needs to
It
become.
includes these 2 blocks up Pierce Street. It includes the 1300 block of Fillmore, and it also includes this street, Buchanan Street. These were some of the earlier homes built here in this area. Some of these smaller houses that you see here. And but anyway, so Edward, what was I saying? So Edward was he also was a parcel postman in the 1920s. But after running this neighborhood grocery store, he ran that with my Uncle Watt, and they sold fine cigars. And my aunt Marietta had a corset shop in it. And then upstairs were apartments that they rented out to people in the neighborhood. And then Edward's got these houses he built around. He's raising organically fed chickens, and he's delivering those. And he's a notary. He does taxes for people around the community. He's just very well liked, lovable guy. I was going through some vintage postcards last night that belonged to my grandparents. And on many of the postcards sent to my grandmother from various people, her friends and family traveling around, they would always make a note, love to Ed. Give my love to Ed and the children. and it shows how much that they really did care about him and how much they admired him. And I'm sorry that I didn't. I'm sure that I met him, but I don't remember him. I was only 3 when he passed away. But I feel that love that he still has here. You feel it, you see it all around. So he was a huge part of this, and he was the one who made Ann Spencer, encouraged Ann Spencer in the early 1900s to get out of this garden, to get out of the book and to meet people. And he really is the one who encouraged her to open up her house to these these people that were coming in to speak and teach at the Virginia Seminary and Theological College, where they both had graduated from and where they had met. So they were bringing in people like Sterling Brown and Du Bois. And so he thought that by them coming in through there, that meeting them would just broaden not only her horizons, but the children's too.
So did he stay here, Du Bois?
Oh yeah, Du Bois. And James Weldon Johnson is the one who really gave Ann Spencer her pen name. And, oh gosh, Langston Hughes, Orono Hurston, Alan Locke, Walter White, Paul Robeson, Marian Anderson, George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington's home is only about 40 miles from here. It's a national park. Just Adam Plain Powell Jr. honeymooned here with his wife Isabel. It's just, an array of people that ended up coming here between the 1920s and the 1940s. So